Hello and welcome back to episode 15 of Only Panels. And I am joined by Mark Hale from Alpha
Thank you.
today.
Thanks for having me.
Coming along, and we are down at Waxman Energy today. If you don't know Waxman Energy, they are one of the leading wholesalers of brands, including Alpha ESS, things like the Vanderbilt rails, panels, many other brands. And they've got an excellent facility where they always put on a good event where you can network with other installers, come down here, the brands come down and put on some training and events. Yeah, right, you Mark?
Yeah, I think this is where we first met, Michael.
It is actually, yeah.
So about 3 years ago, maybe.
That's it. So it is nice to be back here and see you. If you don't know Waxman Energy, check them out. They've got a website. You can find them on there. And I think they'll be more than happy to talk to you about any of your needs for supply.
Yeah, definitely, including Alpha. They've been our longest standing partner in the UK. Really good partner of ours, and support the brand, and we support them too. So yeah, give them a check out. Go to the website, Waxman Energy, and check out the products. Don't look at the other battery products too closely. Just focusing on Alpha.
Especially this week.
That's what we're going to talk, the following week.
We're going to talk about. Unfortunately, Dan couldn't be with us today, but he'll be back next week. But yeah, we're going to do a bit of a deep dive into the history of Alpha and some of the products you've got at the moment.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yeah, it'd be great.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, let's go.
So yeah, thanks again for joining us, Mark. And we're going to go deep into a bit more of the history of Alpha and where it came from in the UK and its roots as well. And yeah, then go into a bit of the products if that's okay.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. So yeah. So Alpha ESS in the UK, how did that come about?
Yeah, so for those that aren't aware, Alpha's been around for around 13 years now globally. So we're quite old, a bit like me, I suppose. So, but in all seriousness, it matters, I believe, because we're a brand that's been around for 13 years and will be around for another 13 years. We're not a brand that's just appeared that may just then disappear. So it gives people some security.
Yeah, I do get that feeling from you that you're here for the longevity. You've got the team over here that are very responsive. I've dealt with you and done a few installs, especially the new G3 as well. I've been really, really pleased with the response.
Thanks for that.
Really, I feel like you've had my back on.
Yeah. Well, we pride ourselves on our service and support. We've got, basically former electricians or installers that do the support. So I think that's important because they understand the electrical distribution side as well as the battery and the commissioning side, because the two of them blur a little bit at times in terms of where the issues are, if there are any problems. And
that together, I think it's quite important.
It is.
To have almost one port of call when you've got an issue.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a help desk, that people can use. But if the problem's a bit more in depth and, you need some support while you're on site, we can do video calls. What we offer now actually for new installers who may be a bit concerned about any, new brand differences is we'll come and do the first one with them on site.
Oh, that really get better than that, can you?
I think so. I think so, and that's valued. I mean, we did have one installer that had us lifting it and moving it, and it was a big 10 kilowatt hour battery, and that's fine as well, by the way. That is fine, health and safety reasons.
They're heavy, those 10 kilowatt hour batteries.
About 90 kilos. So
I've had to rope a few people in when I'm stacking them.
So we're hands-on, I guess, is the point. In the UK, boots on the ground matters, as we'll touch on this, commercial range later, I guess. And that matters, that experience. We've got, better product range, I feel now, that, can compete in the marketplace than we may have had, in previous years. And we are seeing some, good growth, some steady growth, which is nice to see.
I'm noticing the brand more and more. Years ago, it felt like almost the best kept secret. But actually, it's nice to see it getting out there more and more. I'm seeing more installs on social media. Yeah, the G3, actually. The Smile 5 was a good product. I treated loads of them, especially with Sam at Oval.
Yeah.
But I can just see where the improvements are coming, the G3 and the app as well.
It just works, doesn't it? So the G3 range, and we keep it simple. So single phase, we've obviously got the 368, the 5 kilowatt. We've just brought out an 8 because a lot of people were asking for, higher power. Yeah, so that's a good step forward. We're looking at a 10, but I don't want to talk too much about that for when that comes.
Time,
I mean,
to be fair, but you can also, with the 5, you can parallel.
Yeah, and quite a few people have done that now. I think there's a YouTuber that's done it, did it with Heatable. You can find it on YouTube, and that was a pretty good experience. And we've got a new range of batteries that have just come out. I don't know if you've
I saw those at Solar and Storage,
Yeah.
actually. We did a little clip on the Solar and Storage video with you, just showing those. So that's great as well. I mean, I don't, if people didn't see that, do you want to just go into a little bit more detail?
Yeah, what we saw, obviously, with the sort of PAS recommendations that came out last year is, clearly more and more, if not all, battery installations are outside or in areas that are prone to cold weather. Let's put it that way. The sun, and that's why I've got a jacket on. I'm cold. So, as we all know, with lithium ion, presumably most people know, when it gets to 0 degrees, safety kicks in and it won't charge.
Yeah, there's something in the chemistry that I think it crystallizes at low temperature.
Yeah. So we will always protect the battery and the cells, part of our safety mechanisms. So it sort of, when it starts to get near a 0, we'll start to slow down the charge rate and things. But recognizing that customers don't really understand that, and with more and more going outside, and with installing some extreme locations like Aberdeenshire or even in some of the highlands of Scotland now, we needed to follow suit with what some of our competitors have done, which is to implement battery heating. So fundamentally, there's a heating element in the battery that will keep the cells warm. At a certain temperature. You can turn it off and on, because some people might say, well, it's, I don't need it. I'll be prepared to use it without it. So it'll keep charging. That's a great feature. But not only that, we've also included some additional safety features. So the cells come with the fire extinguisher. So in the event, a very unlikely event, I must add, that would be needed, that will kick in. They have the explosive vent as well if gases could build up, as well as the segmentation and the way that the battery cells are sort of segregated in the box.
It's really keeping you up in line with the latest safety.
Yeah, it's got the UL95 certification as well, which a lot of insurance companies are now asking for.
I think that's a good point, actually, that more and more, I think, insurance companies are going to be clarifying what's being installed. I've certainly seen it in commercial from the point of view of optimizers on roof. I've seen a lot of that, but I think that will filter down into the domestic installers as well.
I think you're right. We very rarely get a commercial install now where there isn't some question from the installer's insurance company or the customer's insurance company. Clearly, we've got that experience, in terms of our guidelines, our certifications, what you should and shouldn't do. We've probably answered every question. There's probably another one looming from some insurance company, but we've probably answered them all over the years. And we've got that experience, and if anybody wants that help, we can help in that area.
I think that's important. It shows actually that you're not shying away from all these difficult questions almost. That, you're there as a team to support that. Installer.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, for us, it's not just about selling a box. You can see that we're not sort of mass market box shifters. We generally take an interest with the installers. Look at our relationship as a good example.
Thrown really well. Always been there to answer questions, and Andrew as well, if I had something quite in-depth technical wise.
Yeah, no. So my level of knowledge stops at a certain level, and people like Andrew or Jack or Joe or Lewis or others kick in, which is great. But solid team, and we're there to support the installers and ultimately their end customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely testament.
But going back to the batteries, a couple of sizes, 4.8 kilowatt hour. Entry level, and that's where that sort of scores. It's a 1C cell, so it's a rapid charge discharge. So some of our key competitors, the ones that some of you guys installed, are only half C at the smaller size cells.
That's true, actually. To be honest, that doesn't get thought about a lot. But then when you come to realise that actually you've got this inverter that's potentially only working at half of its capacity because you've only got this half C battery.
So it's a good selling point, particularly with the small, if somebody wants a smaller install, so you can cycle it more often. And then we've got the 9.6, the big one. And you can have 4 of each in any installation. So, you can scale them up as you go. Got a new 3-phase range, G3 again, actually.
G3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the marketing people got it right this time. I just called them out.
Yeah, I might have a project for.
Well, let's have a chat.
We'll have a chat.
But the beauty this time is the batteries are interchangeable, which they weren't before. So
They're fixed to the.
They were a high voltage quality cell, but it was different. It was confusing. It was quite expensive, if I'm honest, as well. Now the batteries are interchangeable, so the 4.8 and the 9.6 will work on single phase and 3-phase.
You know what? That interchangeability, it simplifies things a lot.
Yeah.
That is really important from an installer's point of view.
Yeah.
Not having that extra complexity of trying to work out another battery system and everything else that fits and compatible. So, it'd be interesting to see that.
Yeah, and I give a call out to Sam Waxman, actually, because we are at Waxman Energy. Yeah. He always used to moan at me about the different batteries with different inverters for, with alpha, and made it a little bit complex in the selling process. So, Sam, this is for you, mate. We're at your premises. We finally cracked it.
Yeah, but I think that's testament to you and the team, and then, further into the links of the factory, that you're actually pushing these things through and making those improvements and listening to it.
Yeah, we are listening to customers. There was some strong competitors out there, as I mentioned, touched on earlier.
Yeah.
And we know we need to both match the market, our competitors, listen to our customers and get solutions that, people want to buy. And that's what we're doing more of. It's pleasing to see.
Yeah.
I'll make it continue.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, for me, that's something that's always jumped out for me, Alpha and yourselves, is that stability. It's not necessarily flash product. It's not mass marketed.
Yeah.
It's just very steady, very consistent quality. And, like you say, you're all about giving that good level of service to the installer, which will ultimately help the end user get the best out of the system they've got.
Yeah. No, thank you. Appreciate that.
I mean that. And that's, from obviously installing your kit for a number of years now.
Yeah. There was the best quote I got on our products wasn't a glitzy marketing quote. Somebody just said to me, "You know what, Mark? It's fit and forget." And I thought, is that good? And then I sat and thought about it. I thought, well, that's really good, actually, from an installer's perspective. Or, you don't have to keep back to it. And actually, he sells a couple of brands, I won't mention them, and said, out of them all, ours was the most reliable. So that gave me, that was good to hear.
It is, yeah.
Made an old man happy, that one.
But we've got the Alpha G3 just behind. I'm marked there as well, one on display there. But if you haven't seen it, I'd definitely suggest have a look at it.
Yeah.
I think I first used the G.
Yeah, it's been around about 18 months now.
Yeah, I fitted one and I was really impressed with that. And then I've since fitted a few more.
So follow us on LinkedIn, or we post a lot up there, or go onto the website. Go onto the UK website, alpha-ess.co.uk, so that you don't get sort of confused with the corporate one with some models that are only country specific.
You've got quite a lot of in-depth information on there. Is it? I can't remember what it's called. The portal.
Yeah, so there's for people that do installers, we've created a hub called the Installer Hub.
Installer Hub, that's the one.
Yeah, spot on, absolutely spot on. And in there is all the documentation, whether it be user manuals, data sheets, all our policy documents. So we're getting asked a lot around sustainability and all of that in terms of the supply chain. It's all up there. As well as we know that people don't like to read manuals all the time. So what we've created is a suite of videos to help installers. You'll hear Andy's dulcet tones, but we have put some commentary on the bottom if you don't want to listen to him. And we do a step-by-step video on all parts of the commission. Yeah. So if you haven't done one before, we do encourage you to watch the video. If you don't want to read the manual, it's a bit easier if you're on the phone, I guess.
Yeah, and to be fair, to talk about the commissioning, my experience of that, it's been really simple. You get it sort of connected online, get it in the app, and it walks you through all the steps you need.
Yeah.
It's quite straightforward commission.
Well, we've timed it, and this is a simple, and it's just going through it. I know we know what we're doing, but by taking our time going through, it's 5 minutes.
Yeah, I would agree.
5 minutes.
Yeah. And something else that certainly the G3 does very well, and I can't remember if the Smile 5 does it, but when you add an additional module of storage, it just picks it up.
Yeah.
You don't have to run through any awkward recommission, decommission.
Exactly.
It picks it up, it knows it's there.
Yeah,
and
just works, doesn't it? Try to make it as easy as possible for the installer, and that's good feedback.
And then also on your installer, you've got a lot more information about the commercial.
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked about that.
Yeah,
yeah.
you've
So
got some exciting products on that. I saw them in
yeah.
solar storage.
yeah.
Again,
So we've got we've really extended our battery range over the years. So we can offer anything from sort of 3 kilowatts up to multi-megawatts now. Wow. Now, multi-megawatts is, project based. You say it's
Designed,
rare, but it's all
yeah.
designed. It's, it's like high value, low volume. But what we're sort of majored on recently is how to create simple solutions in the sort of 30, 50, 100 kilowatt area with, say, 60, 100, say 200 kilowatt hours of storage, made it very flexible, put them in cabinets so they can go outdoor.
Yeah.
Obviously, all the safety features you'd expect with fire, smoke detection, alarms, cooling, all of those elements. And we're seeing a lot of interest and sales, which is
really, I was very impressed with seeing the newer version at Solar and Storage.
Yeah.
That's the one where the inverter was underneath the cabinet, and the fact pretty much you lift that in place, don't you? And then you actually come out to site, commission that.
Yes. So we will. We built it into our price, so we'll come and work with the installer in terms of making sure everything's set up correctly, and then we'll take over. We'll commission and get the system up and running. We'll leave a commissioning certificate in terms of overall warranty sign-off.
Yeah. And
ever since we've done that, we've had a lot of really positive feedback. Problems do happen. I'll just put that on the table. Yeah. But when they do happen, it's down, because we're doing that whole process, it's not down to the installer to work with the distributor, to come back to the manufacturer, if there's a problem. All of that sort of can take time and cost money and stress, let's be honest. Because if there is a problem, it's down to us. We'll deal with it. So we'll deal with it in minutes or hours, or we have to get some additional parts. If there was a problem, we'll deal with it, in day or, Yeah. That was a really good one. So it's on the website. You can view the video on our website or go to the Heatable YouTube site. He's done a couple of extended ones recently, the whole project.
I think I saw an updated one, where they added the extra battery.
Yeah. So the sales guy that got that wrong, by the way, was me. In terms of the indoor, and he didn't name me on it, but at least honest. But again, I think the sign of a good partner, if I can say that, is the sort of speed in which you put it right. Yeah. So we put that right pretty quickly and getting another outdoor unit rather than the indoor unit, even though it was indoor. Yeah. I kind of think it would work. But
the issue on that was trying to match it up to the existing. You were adding to an existing.
Yeah. So. It was good to hear Andy's voice on the phone as well when he was on the video as well. So to prove that it holds service, I guess. That's it. In terms of this. But we've done some really exciting projects. We've got a couple on at the moment, which are like with care homes, where we're rolling out to support an installer there.
Okay, yeah, because actually, are they actually looking for that for critical sort of safety solution?
So for critical backup in those those scenarios, should they arise, but obviously the energy efficiency now with the price point now, I think give us a check out. A bit of a sales plug there. Well, give us a check out because the price point is really strong now.
I've actually been looking at one and specking one for a project that we've been asked about, and I was actually really impressed by the price point. Yeah. And to say that you'll come out and commission that with us. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth it.
Definitely. And then you get the quality as well. I'm not saying we're the cheapest on the market, but it's good value and it's price pointed well. But a lot of other projects. We've got a 1.5 megawatt, 3 megawatt hour solution going in early next year.
Wow.
We're working with a number of other sort of installers, one that particularly focuses on farming, and we're putting in a number of farms at the moment to support either poultry farming or dairy.
Yeah. Is that the H50?
Yeah, this one is probably they've gone in the past with 100 kilowatt T100, which is we're now sort of phasing out. So there's an option for a couple of H50s in parallel.
Yeah.
Because we can parallel the H50 up to 10. So there's an option there.
Yeah. H50, it's a 50 kilowatt inverter.
And 120 kilowatt hour storage.
Yeah.
So
that's phenomenal.
We have got one customer going with 8 in parallel. Yeah. So that's getting installed next month. But yeah, going back to the poultry and dairy farmers, they're also looking at the new M50 that we've got coming out at the end of the year. Might be worth having a little look at.
Yeah.
The reason I'm looking at that is because they're going to put it in its specialist enclosure because of the harsh environment it's going in. There's a lot of ammonia and things around. So they have to put anything in those environments in their own containerized solutions. Yeah. So putting in a cabinet already in a containerized solution, why not save the money and go with something like the M50, which is a stackable battery unit and with an inverter that's very flexible. It'll be on the website soon if it's not a new addition. So what we're trying to do is solutions that fit different scenarios or different businesses. And these are very much in the sort of small C&I scale. But we've also got other products that you can scale quite nicely in the slightly larger side. So, for example, we've got a 20-foot, 500 kilowatt, 1.4 megawatt hour container being released at the end of this year.
Like a scale beyond anything I can even think I've ever seen.
Yeah. So, but we're talking to a couple of companies about that at the moment. Yeah. So, I guess the point is, from our perspective, doesn't matter if it's small, doesn't matter if it's large. We can work with you on various solutions. One size doesn't fit all in commercial space.
No, and this is it. It's probably a lot of people who know you probably initially know you for the domestic side, like the G3 now. But actually, you can go right through the scale. You can talk to customers about that directly.
No, we can. And I was with a new customer yesterday talking about some utility scale opportunities right down to, a 10 kilowatt, 40 kilowatt hour solution. And that's the sort of portfolio they're working in, which was nice, really, because we could fit all of those requirements.
This is it. And I'd say you come to a lot of events like at Waxman Energy, you do the training events, you do their open days. So it's very easy to approach you and talk to you about these solutions.
Yeah, I think even at these events, we've sought to installers that may be thinking they've just done residential. Should they try a commercial? Obviously there was a bit of a fear factor because of the scale and size of it at the start, which is understandable, and giving them some reassurance that we're here, we're not in other parts of the world.
I can sort of attest to that because obviously I've done a lot of domestic installs, but then I've got asked about a few commercial installs and then, it kind of grows into that, and to be able to talk to you about that and like this project that's upcoming, I've been asked about as well, where potentially it's going to be an H50. Great. They want backup power in there to serve the factory and keep some critical stuff going. So it's been great to sort of be able to talk to you directly and not have to just go searching the web for something to try and find out what is a solution. You just talk to you and you go, well, we've got this with that.
Yeah, we can offer a number of solutions, which is good, and give you some confidence that we've done it before, which I don't think everybody can say that. Commercial side, talk to us. We can help, definitely, and we'll definitely help you out with that one.
I'm hoping we get this one, and it'd be a real nice one to do.
Yeah,
listen, the location it's going.
A podcast there next to it.
Well, I think that would be an excellent opportunity for another podcast, wouldn't it? To actually talk through that install.
Yeah, exactly.
So, hopefully that should be.
Might have to get Andy on that one if we're talking the technicals.
We'll get for a technical overview, then talk about the in-depth technical event. Anyone needs any questions on that? Yeah. What's sort of next for Alpha? Have you got anything you can talk about?
Yeah, no, I can actually. There's we're releasing a new version of the app at the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's sort of a better look and feel, easier for customers in terms of some of the way that we portray the data and stuff. There's a couple of competitors released good apps recently.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name them.
The app space is a very fast moving, shall we say?
Yeah, we've just integrated with the Octopus Intelligent Flux tariff. There's only 5 other battery manufacturers that do that, and that's important for customers that want to hand control over to, say, Octopus to do full flexibility.
So if they sort of want to do grid trading, they can do
true grid trade, not just like flex, the DFS. Octopus, great company as we all know, have that tariff, but it's only for a few other batteries like Tesla, Solar Edge, Give Energy, and now ourselves. I think there's another one there, Huawei, I think. So that's taken a long time. So that's out. We're going to market it very soon because we've been sort of building the numbers up carefully just to make sure everything's fine. as a global integration as well. So that will go live across all the different countries where we're going.
Wow.
Yeah, so nice piece of work that is. But no, I think there's been a bit of a shift in customers requesting like gateway off-grid type products, facilities.
It certainly is talked about a lot, and you see a lot of the other manufacturers have got gateways.
Yeah. So we have the backup port, which, can be used, but it means you've got to wire in, the sort of critical loads into it. And
Which I've done on a few installs, and to be honest, it works really well.
yeah, it works a treat. It's just I felt that a lot of people now requesting it, but I'm not so sure. I've never had a power cut in 20 odd years. I'm not actually sure what, if it's sort of a mass market appeal or people just want it for reassurance. So we'll be releasing a gateway backup box, whatever you want to call it, in Q1 next year.
Okay. Pretty good to see.
Some of Sam's lads were asking about that recently, because their customers have been asking for it, and some of our customers have been asking for it. We do work with third-party ones, so if you wanted one today, you could just use a third-party changeover switch.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming in terms of the residential range. And there'll be a few other things I can't really touch on at this moment, which we'll touch on in the future.
Yeah, well, we'll get you back on to talk about those when they're ready.
Yeah, but on the commercial side, we'll have a new hybrid 125, 161 kilowatt hour solution coming out in Q1 next year.
Yeah,
that's big stuff. Big
yeah.
stuff, liquid cooled, price point to kill for, and we expect to sell quite a lot of those as well. So yeah, I think nothing stands still in this game, does it, Michael?
It very much doesn't. I mean, I think talking to you a few years back about some of the projects and then where we are now.
I know. It's like night and day, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think customers are more savvy now, in terms of, the people they work with. They want to work with, predominantly good companies.
Yeah. Discussion actually the other week that we were saying the market's now led a bit more by the customers deciding what they want to go for. They've done the research.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to have that sort of backup and, get out there and explain the products and make customers aware of it.
Yeah. And that I completely agree. And tools like AI and, ChatGPT, for example, putting a little query in there and telling them the answer, people, will run with those answers.
I used it yesterday and it gave me some answers to some things. And literally within 2 minutes, my son's iPad, the advert it played on YouTube, played an advert for one of the products.
No, did it?
See, that just shows you. I don't know how that interconnected, but it was too close for comfort.
Yeah, no, it is. You probably clicked too many allows, or your son has in terms of data sharing. It just shows you that's very scary.
Yeah, Mark, thanks very much for joining us. I really appreciate you coming on.
No, I appreciate it.
Chat, and it's been great to be back down here at Waxman Energy. It's always nice to come and see them here.
Yeah.
They always put on a good event, so definitely check out when their next event here is. It's up near Huddersfield, aren't we?
Yeah, in a place called Ellen.
So if you can make it up here, I think they even do some events down in the south, don't they?
They've got one on Thursday, the 23rd, which is probably after this gets released. I don't know.
Might well be, but it shows you what they've got going on.
Yeah, they got one in Swindon. They had an event in Sandown back in July as well. So trying to cater for the southern market just as much for the northern market now, which is good.
It's good, but yeah, thanks again for joining us.
No, appreciate it.
Yeah,
talk.
Definitely, yeah. And thanks everyone for watching again. And Dan should be back with us next week. But yeah, thanks again. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.